Ah, The Lord of the Rings. Isn't it just perfect? Yes, it is. And I'm not being biased. Well, maybe little, but here's why it's so great. Ultimately, this simple yet complex story of good versus evil will never be bettered. When Peter Jackson brought us The Lord of the Rings over 20 years ago, everyone was flocking to cinemas to see Middle-earth brought to life on the big screen. And no one was disappointed, let me tell you. In fact, everybody wanted more. We witnessed some of the greatest storytelling and special effects of all time that still hold up to this day. And more importantly, we became part of Middle-earth. Oh, what did we see, I hear you ask? Well, what didn't we see? From amazing cities to the Battle of Helm's Deep, wizards, hobbits, dwarfs, and elves. Oh, and not to mention, we witnessed menacing cave trolls, giant trees destroying dams, the Witch King of Agmar, the Balrog, did you hear me? The bloody Balrog, and so much more. Actually, let's take a minute. I think I'm going to go and watch them now, but before I do, just drop a like and subscribe. But what made this trilogy so great, I hear you say? Well, first off, the characters. All of them have great character arcs and a part to play in this epic quest to destroy the One Ring. We meet Frodo, Sam, Merry and Pippin. They're the hobbits. We meet Legolas the elf, Gimli the dwarf, Aragorn the king-to-be. And we have Boromir, who is one of my favourite characters of all time. He is flawed and selfish, and yet ends up having the most epic on-screen death I've ever seen. And an emotional scene at that hits me to this day, more than 20 years on. Oh, and let's not forget Gandalf, one of the greatest characters to ever hit the big screen. The mighty and yet wise wizard that defeats the Balrog in a scene that will go down in Lord of the Rings fandom history. Without too many spoilers, let's move on to other great things like Gollum, Andy Serkis's unforgettable portrayal, a standout of this trilogy, a real groundbreaking moment. It wasn't just Gollum though, there were many other groundbreaking special effects. This trilogy brought us the Balrog, Sauron, giant cities, Shelob, the giant spider. On top of the special effects and CGI, we had amazing props and costume designs. This brought everything to life. And look so much better than modern day films and really make you feel part of Middle-earth. How can we forget about the spectacular music? Some of the best music in movie history. Lord of the Rings also smashed it with Oscar triumphs, earning a staggering 30 Oscar nominations and clinching 17 awards. And finally, this trilogy is so good because of respect for the source material being so true to Tolkien. Peter Jackson honoured Tolkien's vision and legacy by transcending the fantasy genre as we know it. The trilogy allowed us to go beyond trolls, wizards, hobbits, uncovering the simple message of humanity. Peter Jackson did not succumb to altering the source material just to fit contemporary norms and incite political messages. It retained the essence of Tolkien's world, showcasing a commitment to the purists. These films are amazing and have stood the test of time and will appeal to generations to come. And that's why The Lord of the Rings is the greatest trilogy ever made.